The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 12th day of March, 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Linda. It's Wednesday, the 12th day of March, 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Lindo's, Medical House, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamal Hartman, and Teo Doe will be with us in a bit to bring the latest in the news break brought to you by People's. Well, hey, happy Wednesday to everyone. Something happened overnight that we're going to discuss. Something happened overnight that we're going to discuss. So how's everyone feeling today? It's the middle of the traditional work week. Some people call it hump day. Everybody feeling good? You feeling excited about Wednesday? Anyone love their job? Happy to go back again today? Someone said a new deputy premier. Well, as someone said in the comments last week, by, law or whatnot, there's no such thing as a deputy premier, but deputy leader and acting premier if the premier's over. Yeah, we definitely have one of those now. How you all feel about that? But you know what? We'll get to that. Shawnette Bell says halfway through the week. Yes, we are. Why isn't the audience happy? We have a new deputy leader. When David Burt, the premier, is unavailable, we have a new acting premier. Why aren't we more excited? Nicole Walker says, can we pretend it didn't happen? You know what? We're going to get to it anyway. Greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Dr. Alison Daniels on. We're going to be discussing child care regulation in Bermuda, which apparently has been a hot topic in places like Majlis and the like. So a lot of people don't know about this. So it's going to be interesting. Daily Play is music related today. So see if you all know your music. Where's the question? Yeah, the question's somewhere around here. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. Let's go to the question of the morning. Okay, so according to our friends at the Royal Gazette, the title of the headline says Zane De Silva gets nod as PLP deputy leader. The embattled Zane De Silva has emerged victorious in a three-way contest to become deputy leader of the Progressive Labour Party. Mr. De Silva, embroiled in the Savvy Entertainment loan saga, and nevertheless retained the backing of the PLP delegates at St. Paul's Amy Church Hall last evening, as he saw off the challenges of Michael Weeks and Diella Rabane. In a tightly contested vote, Mr. De Silva edged out Mr. Weeks 71-67, with Mr. Rabane having dropped out after the first round. Well, I guess the question of the morning is, what are your thoughts on Zane De Silva as the deputy leader? What are your thoughts? And you know what we're going to do? Here's the QR code, because, you want to respect your privacy. If you don't want to put it in the comments, but let us know. That's the QR code. Do you believe Zane De Silva was the best choice as PLP leader? Do you believe Zane De Silva was the best choice as PLP leader. All right. That's the QR code if you want to be anonymous with your response. And in the comments, you can click the link, right? That's in the comments as well. But let us know, do you believe that Zandy Silva was the best choice as PLP deputy leader? All right. All right. So, question of the morning: what are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the PLP deputy leader? And again, do you believe Zandy Silva was the best choice as PLP deputy leader? Let's go to the comments again. Nicole Hassel says, "I have no issues with the new deputy premier, deputy leader. He was the best pick of the three." Interesting. Okay. Interesting. We've got Suzanne Ingham says, absolutely not. Absolutely not. She does not believe he was the best choice as PLP deputy leader. Ree Sam says, the corruption in this island is wild. Seriously, Zane De Silva, shaking my head. Well, is it not alleged? I mean, he explained his side of the story, WKD Lama says, horrible choice. Horrible choice. Okay. What else, audience? What are your thoughts? Like, do you does it even matter to you? Do you care? Like, does it matter to you? Does it matter to you who the deputy leader is? Like, do you really care? Like, it's Zandy Silva, so what? Like, does it matter? Does it change anything in your opinion? Does it change anything for you? I mean, personally, I don't think any of us should be surprised. This is not about who we think is best, because we don't have well, that's a lie. We do have a say, because, I was going to say the general public don't have a say because the delegates vote for it, but we actually do have a say in it if we want to participate in the political process. So, truth be told, Bermudians had a say on February 18th. And Bermudians chose to keep the Bermuda Progressive Labour Party as government. And because Bermudians chose to keep them as government, this is one of the results of that. And we knew this because of what happened with Curtis Dickinson and David Burt a few years ago. So, yeah, what are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy PLP leader? And do you believe Zandy Silva was the best choice as deputy leader? Sean Smith says, no, I don't. He doesn't believe Zandy Silva. And, so far the poll, the anonymous poll, do you believe Zandy Silva was the best choice as PLP deputy leader? We have 29% so far saying yes and 71% saying no. Well, see, there's some yeses. There's some yeses out there. What else, audience? What are your thoughts? I mean, feel free. No one's going to, choke you out or hold you down. I want to know your thoughts. And because at the end of the day, as I say all the time, we focus so much on the vote that we forget about everything else. And the one thing we forget about is accountability. All you can do is your part. I said to a friend the night of the election, her constituency went the way that she wanted it to go, but the entire election didn't. And I just said to it, you did your part. Like, there's not much else you can do outside of your part, right? So here we are. The cards have been dealt. Now it's up to the people of Bermuda, each and every one of us, to do our job. And our job is not to, just wake up, go to work, and take care of our families. If we really care, if we're really upset, our job is to hold those who've been given the privilege of passing legislation and policies on our behalf. It's on us to hold them accountable. It's on us. So, again, the cards have been dealt. The island had a say on February 18th, and the delegates had a say last night. Do I think Zandy Silva is the best candidate as deputy leader for the PLP? Probably not. You see, whether Mr. De Silva is guilty or not of what's being alleged, it's a bad look. I await the day that we have respectful individuals with humility, who will look at a situation like that and say, you know what? In the best interest of this country's reputation and the island and the people, I'm going to step away from this because this is not a good look. Or, some will just keep fighting because they believe they're right and know they're right, or they just don't believe anyone can stop them. Let's go back to the audience. What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy leader? And do you believe Zandy Silva was the best choice as deputy leader for the party? We've got Mia Hartman says, liars and thieves, it's truly disgusting that folks condone this type of behavior. Well, a vote for someone that you feel this way about is probably a vote for a liar and a thief. Charles H. Jefferson II says, one thought I had was that I find it ironic that the PLP leadership requires a majority to win, but our general elections don't require a majority. By my count, we would have had 9 runoffs. And of those 9, I believe someone said a couple weeks ago, 7 of them were PLP winners. Interesting. Yeah, ironic, but that's the rules, right? What did David Brett say a couple of weeks ago? Something to the effect, people only question things when they lose. Dorian says, I believe Zayn could be the best choice because he will challenge DB. He will not be a yes man. Well, I don't disagree with you. I mean, well, I don't know anymore, but Zayn probably has a lot more money than David, and whether we like it or not, money plays a role in some things. WKD Lama says, it doesn't matter who the deputy is. What is the role in government? It appears just to be a party concern. I kind of feel like this. We can sit here and say whether it was a good choice or bad choice. At the end of the day, it's really about, is anything going to change for the betterment of the community? Right? Is anything going to change? I don't think, look, we have a role to play. And our role is not to sit back and criticize. Our role is not to cry and complain. Our role is simply to hold our officials accountable. But I repeat, every last one of us, even me, who they took off the voting registry, has a role to play in this. We had an opportunity on February 18th, and the party had their opportunity last night. There's no time to complain. You hold your political elected officials and appointed accountable. That's it. I want you to care. It's our country. I want us to care. But we've got to figure out as a community how to hold our politicians accountable. What do I mean by that? So, look, we've seen what's been in the news, the alleged, transactions with the Honorable Minister Zandy Silva and Savvy Entertainment. You've read the reports, right? You've heard it on the news. You've, seen people talk about it. If all of that can be shared and that's the way people vote, that's not just on the people who voted for him as part of the PLP. That's on the greater public as well. And I'm going to say this, and it might upset you. But there's good old politicians, the good ones that we all like, the Curtis Dickinsons, Renee Ming, Tanae Furbitt. Those ones? This is where it gets interesting, because those are the people who we all want to vote for. And we want to see them elected and in position. And then we think, but are they accomplices to what we don't like? Or are they holding the people accountable? Communicate with your people, folks. This is not the end of the world. This is just another wake-up call. You know, when Donald Trump was first elected and people were like up in arms and this and that, you know, and you're looking at the havoc that some claim Donald Trump is causing now with the tariffs, almost seemingly forcing a recession and cutting the Department of Education and Doge, and you've got the taking the grants from John Hopkins, and it goes on. And we sit around and we say, oh, this is what happens when you don't vote, and this and that and that, and we point the finger. I tell you what, I'll say this one more time before I go back to the comments. It's not the end of the world, and we are all responsible. At the end of the day, the great thing about Bermuda is that it's a small community where you can engage your politicians, communicate with them. If you desire a better Bermuda, be a part of it. I don't want us to feel like all hope is lost, but I also don't want us to feel like it is what it is. Accountability starts with our ability to believe we matter. It takes courage. We have to stop waiting on others to fight our battles. Yes, we can do our part, and still the decisions of others determine our fate. That's how elections work. But there's nothing stopping any of us from being uncomfortable and calling up Island Construction and asking to meet with Zandy Silva. One thing I'll say about Michael Dunkley, Dr. Hewitt Brown, even Paula Cox, they would meet with you. Just reach out, folks. But it's not the end. Let's go back to the audience. What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as deputy leader? Do you believe Zandy Silva was the best choice as the PLP deputy leader? Graham Smith says, follow the money. Okay. Levette Pemberton says, the people voted for him. No. The people didn't vote for him. Some people voted for him. Yes. Charles H. Jefferson II says, I would love to know how our young people under 40 feel, especially after the lowest turnout for general election in recent memory. Well, I mean, yeah, okay, I'll leave that alone. Levette Pemberton says, Bermuda must work together. No one is perfect. Let's talk about that. I had someone call me during the election, leading up to the election, and basically almost make excuses for certain politicians. He's a good guy, but everyone makes mistakes. And when people say that, I always wonder, I don't think anyone's expecting a politician or anyone else other than themselves to be perfect. I don't think anyone's expecting that. What I do think people expect is those who are seeking political office to have a bit of integrity, a bit of ethics and class about them. So it's not about being perfect. It's about being of sound mind, having a bit of humility, and being trustworthy to handle the public dollar and the interests of the people. I don't think anyone's expecting perfect from a politician, but the character of some of the people who are in politics is extremely questionable. It's extremely questionable. So no one is perfect. And I don't think anyone's asking for perfect. But what I do believe is that those in politics should possess a certain level of integrity that's reflected in our community. And if we're all honest, regardless of political party, we have some bad characters in our political space right now. Some very bad characters. All right. Teresa Marie says the challenge for BDA, much like the US, is the political split virtually down the middle side. Well, that's unfortunate. Suzanne Ingham says integrity, humility, and trustworthy go a long way. You nailed it, Jamal. Dorian says if you're not a member of the PLP, you don't have a say who leads them. Join the party so you can have say, oh, that crap. If you don't like it, join and make a difference. If you don't like it, put your head in the ring. Really, that's not how Black people. It works out for Black people. That's not progress to us. You know, I was speaking to someone yesterday, and I'm not going to share their name, but you all know this person. They've been a great person advocate on the show. They've been a guest on the show, and they're always in the comments. And they said to me, you know what's crazy? We were talking, and we were just like, this may not go over well with a lot of people. But Black Bermudians are actually worse off today than they were 20, 30 years ago. In fact, the political party of the PLP is worse off today than it was 30, 40 years ago. And as we got talking and got deep, I was like, damn, you pull out the facts. You're probably right. But see, it's not about how bad things are. It's about how do we change it? How do we get to a space where it's not as bad? Folks, this is the daily our discussion, daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Secure Trucking and Titan Express. We're going to bring Teo Dill in for the news break. And then we've got Dr. Alison Daniels coming up. We're talking about the Child Care Regulation Program. And these are some important things. We just had a very fantastic person on, Alicia Hollis, one from her institution. And she was beloved, right? And then there's other ones where people are going on the internet and I didn't even know some of these rules. Like, for instance, I didn't know the ratio of children to, like, I guess they call them teachers. Are they called teachers or caregivers? You know what I mean. But important conversation because we're going to learn some of the regulations, things that you should know as a parent or a child care provider. All right. So let's give some props to our folks, Secure and Titan, and then we'll get Teo Dillon for the Daily Hour News Break.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
All right, let's bring Teo Dill in for the Daily Hour News Break. And don't forget, Dr. Alison Daniels coming on after that.
Morning, fam. Morning, Jay. How's it going?
I'm good. Good? How you feeling?
It's just one of those days. It has nothing to do with anything other than, you know, yes. I was trying to find a way that was less painful to say, but yeah, getting old, and there are consequences there too.
You are good. You know what you need?
Mm-hmm.
You probably just need to go to the chiropractor, son.
Bro, over the course of my life, I've been to see every type of specialist that you can imagine. Some with better results than others, but there have been periods where I've been so desperate for medical relief and support, I have fallen asleep with watermelon rind around my forehead. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'll try anything at this stage.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't recommend anyone. You know what? You should have never got those injections to be taller when you were younger, you know?
Well, clearly it was insufficient.
Give me some. That's your joke of the day, folks. He doesn't see that one coming.
No, honestly, I didn't. You're lucky I'm fuzzy. Otherwise, you have some problems.
What you got?
Well, as has been the discussion of the morning so far, newly appointed Housing and Municipalities Minister Zane De Silva has been elected as the PLP's new deputy leader, all following last night's delegates meeting. MP De Silva explained why he thought he'd earned the number 2 spot in caucus, as captured by our friends over at News.
I think I have a lot of experience. I've been in the political arena for 20 years. I've spent a lot of time with a lot of different organizations in the country. I spend a lot of time with our people, and I know their heartbeat. I know what they feel. I don't forget where I came from.
Respectfully,
Mm-hmm.
never thought I would see the day that a white guy would be the deputy leader and favorite to be the premier of the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party. And you have to ask yourself, does this represent progress, or is this the opposite of why the party was created?
Well, here's the only thing that I would say to that. And this is a super Bermuda unique experience. So I don't know whether it's you're gonna feel it in the way that I do. I'm still in this space where, as I say, this is only a Bermuda thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 definitive categories of racial identity in Bermuda:
Mm-hmm.
Black folks, white folks, Portuguese folks. So when I think of Mr. Da Silva, I don't think white guy. Like, I just don't. Now, I know that people from Portugal, from Europe, from the Azores, they in the global context, they're understood to be white folks, right? If somebody from Portugal moved here, I would think that's a white guy. But the descendants of the Azorean families that came here, that were brought here in some context, explicitly to replace the former enslaved class to do the working class labor stuff, that the folks from the Azores, like I think of they're just separate, they're distinct. Now I mean, I know I'm not just making it up, because if you look at the demographic data that the state has required for years, like, Portuguese has been a separate box to tick, right? And none of these things are absolutely factual. Like, it's all stuff that we've invented, like these different classes and categories, to satisfy particular social purposes. But yeah, I don't think of Zane as a white guy. That's a Portuguese guy. Well, and that means something else. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, fair point to you based on how we grew up. I mean, we grew up. I remember guys, and Pelé is not black, he's Portuguese. I'm like, we really don't understand it. And if you know the history of, race in Europe as it was used. And yes, the Azorians that came to Bermuda very different from, Portuguese by nationality transported more enslaved people than any other nation. And let's keep that in context. However, what everything Teo just said is what Zane Da Silva plays on. He plays on the fact that people don't see him as white. At the end of the day, if the police on 95 South see Zane Da Silva,
we ain't in 95 South.
Wait for it. I'm bringing it home now.
Okay.
We're on 95 South on the East Coast. If they see Zane Da Silva, they see a white guy. They see Jamal Hartman, they see a black guy.
Mm-hmm.
In Bermuda, that same Portuguese guy, if he was in the OBA, they see a white guy. In the PLP, they see a Portuguese guy. That's the only difference.
We see this. I think I think this is the interesting question that neither of us would be able to answer. And I don't even know if this is answerable. But I think the way to really nail this down, one way or the other, and honestly, this is a really weird conversation to have, but interesting. How do Bermuda's white community interpret Zane Da Silva? Do they think he's a white guy? Or do they think he's Portuguese? That, I think, that's who decides.
You're right. I can't.
You feel me?
Right. Oh, well, we got an answer. Teresa Marie.
From who?
Teresa Marie. She says Zane is definitely white.
Yeah, but is Teresa Ann Marie part of the white community? That's what I'm saying.
She will tell you right now.
Oh, okay.
She will tell you right now, I hope. Canton Trott also says he has never and will never experience what I have experienced as a black man.
I never said that. I said there's 3 separate and distinct categories: Black, white, and Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that Black and Portuguese are the same, but based on the lived experience as the definitively underclass for at least the origins of their time here in Bermuda, it'd be closer.
But that's just real. is real, because what Taylor is saying, Zayn plays on for sure. In my opinion, he plays on that.
Right.
As a member.
Oh God.
Go ahead.
I apologize. I gotta. You got me caught up talking now. Look, I got things to do. Woo. All right. The Tynes Bay reverse osmosis. Some essential repair work done, which means Robinson Bay Park in Devonshire should be closed for about a month or so. The Ministry of Public Works and Environment explained that this closure starts tomorrow. It's going to allow ministry crews to undertake important infrastructure improvements to ensure the facility's continued efficiency and operation. The public is urged to avoid the area during the period and to use alternative parks and open spaces before the work is done by the middle of April or so. Now, here in Bermuda, we are culturally trained to be concerned with water usage and storage, since we largely depend on rainfall to just keep us alive, basically. However, I didn't know it was this bad. I knew it was a thing, but not like this. There's an ongoing water crisis worldwide that is largely due to people with lots of money using water to make even
money, man.
That's horrifying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
know. No, you got to go, because I have a lot to say on that.
I figured. So in other news, this year's Bermuda Risk Summit has been a platform for industry insight, networking, and celebrating overall solid results. But one leader is urging caution due to ongoing uncertainty. Executive chair of Convex Group, Stephen Catlin's quoted in the Insurance Business Mag as saying that despite his company getting an underwriting profit with a nearly 90% net combined ratio, times are still difficult, specifically saying, quote, "There's more uncertainty around the world today than I've seen in my lifetime. To be too bullish as an industry in the current climate is probably going one step too far." Which is interesting. Like you're winning, and still being like, yo, chill, because things might get crazy real soon because of everything that is currently taking place. I just thought that was interesting and worth keeping in mind. Yeah. Now, today's weather is likely to feature the end of the gray, rainy skies for this week, thank goodness, due to a slice of high pressure replacing the low that made last night so wet. Everything should clear up after lunch, with conditions remaining settled through at least Friday evening.
All righty. Thanks for that, Taylor. Real quickly before you head out, days of the year. Well, folks, if you know me, I have drug dealers. I have dealers. And since I moved state, I have done very well in avoiding my dealers. I don't go to the grocery stores I know they hang out at, or the stores I don't go to the train stations, anything. Long story short, they sent me an email, which I was going to report for harassment, to let me know this is my last chance to order my Girl Scout cookies. And it's in honor of them. It's in the U.S. It's National Girl Scout Day. So props to the Girl Scouts for not allowing me to keep my diet this year. And ordering a whole bunch of Girl Scout cookies. Teo, before you head out, do you have any favorite Girl Scout cookies, and why are you laughing at my addiction?
No, to be real with you, I think I've only ever had the Thin Mints, and it wasn't terribly pleasant.
What? Thin Mints are the best. Take that off the screen. What? What's wrong with you?
I didn't expect to trigger you like that. I mean, it was cool. It was all right. You know,
Thin Mints are the best. Tay, apologize to the Girl Scouts on their day, please.
I will do no such thing. Y'all cookies is mid. What?
Have a wonderful day, Taylor.
Take care.
Haters will hate, folks. That's Taylor Dill. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 3 minutes, 21 seconds with Dr. Alison Daniels. In the meantime, whatever platform you're on, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by Narcissus, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Unlock your business potential with BDC's General Microloan, offering up to $30,000 for Bermudian small and medium businesses. Whether it's for inventory, working capital, or equipment, we provide 100% guarantee on approved loans. Simple application, low interest rates, and fast processing. Apply today and make your business dream come true.
Considering the increasing challenges faced by financial institutions, the need for insurance protection is a critical component of the risk management framework. At Friesenbrook, our priority is to safeguard your assets with the most optimal, cost-effective risk management cover to help protect your business, whether it be cyber, directors and officer liability, professional indemnity, or property insurance. Call us on 296-3600 to learn more about our full suite of competitive corporate insurance products. At Friesenbrook, we provide insurance you can count on.
Join us as we celebrate 5 years and 1,000 plus episodes of community conversations on Bermuda's daily talk show. The Daily Hour Gala takes place on April 26th at LF Wade International Airport. For more information and advance tickets, please send an email to admin@bermudacommunications.com. We look forward to celebrating all that's great about our community with all of you.
Welcome back to The Big Show. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, if you haven't already, make sure you give us a like, love, follow, share the conversation with your friends, family, and colleagues. We have a very important guest today. We're going to be discussing the child care regulation program in Bermuda. Please give a warm TDH welcome. I think she was one of the first guests on the Daily Hour when we began, actually. Dr. Alison Daniels. Welcome. Good morning. Happy Wednesday and all that good stuff to you.
Morning. Thanks for having me on. Glad to be here.
Thanks for, I think of all the people, since we haven't had Dexter Smith back, who's the first guest, this is the longest stretch between someone who's been on the show. Yeah, almost 5 years.
It was COVID. I was here for COVID.
Yeah. And I must say, I guess, you didn't like me that much. You said, I'm not going back on that show all these years, but no, we're happy to have you back. Thank you.
Of course not.
But
when I was here previously, I was about my role as the president of the Bermuda Psychological Association, and now I'm here in my role in childcare at Department of Health.
We are happy to have you. And before we get into any of that, we just got shamed with Teo Dill and his weird taste buds. But have you had Girl Scout cookies before?
I have had them. I don't have a favorite. I'll eat them if somebody has them, but I don't actively search them out like it appears you do.
Okay. All right.
So good luck to you.
I'm going to bring you some Thin Mints. Anyway, as we jump into the conversation, this is a very important topic. You see things written about it so much, people with concerns. You've seen reports in the news. Tell us tell the audience a bit about your background, what it is that you do, though.
Sure. So I am a clinical psychologist by trade, but I'm here at the Department of Health and the Child Care Regulations Program as the program manager. So our function and our role is to regulate daycare centers and daycare providers. So what we found is a lot of misinformation out there. So just for the basics, when we're talking about our daycare providers, it's usually those that are in their home that can care up to a max of 3 children. And then when we're talking about our daycare centers, those are other larger facilities that can go 4+ and have a larger class size. So, you know, go through the small facilities to the larger ones, and there's a Children's Act that we're guided by, the daycare regulations and the daycare standards that really guide the practices and policies that are required by law, and then those that are best practice. So we are here to ensure the health and safety and the quality of childcare for anybody on island.
Okay. With that said, why is what you all do necessary? Like, is it, again, I've seen some things on social media and certain groups and the like, but explain why it's necessary. Is there a greater chance of someone not being in compliance, or are there issues that we're facing, or is it just, you know what, being a step ahead of what may come?
It's so multifaceted. So at the crux of it, when you drop your child off with whatever child care provider you select, you want to know that when you come back to collect them, that not only are they going to be safe, that during the day that they get an enriching environment, because at the end of the day, our young children become our workforce. So we want to make sure that we have individuals that are emotionally prepared for their future, as well as becoming contributing members of society. So in order for that to be the case, we then ensure that the laws are in place. And many times, again, we've seen that people are not versed on the Children's Act. And so it seems to be common sense in some respects, but I say this all the time, common sense appears to no longer be common. But we have had, worldwide and in Bermuda, children harmed and children have died in these settings. So we are here to keep everybody abreast of what is required by law, what follows best practice standards, so that our children are safe on a daily basis, and so that there is the laws are really the minimum requirement by law. It's the minimum standard. We are just asking you to do what is basic to ensure health and safety and enriching environments on an ongoing basis. And then, like I said, there's best practice standards where you have the option to go above and beyond. And we can talk about the STARS inspection, which we'll go into a little bit more about that. That's the reason why we're here.
Yeah, but in you saying that, I mean, what does, because I didn't even think, obviously it makes sense for daycares to be regulated and the like, but how does someone know like whether or not a daycare is registered or with a license? Like how do they, like what do they do?
So we have a website. Knowledge is power. So we have a website, a government website, where every month we put a list of all daycare providers. Like I said, those that are usually in their home with a max of 3 children. And I just want to put this out there just before I answer your question. There seems to be a lot of myths about that. So we've had well-intentioned people that are caring for children in their home that think, oh, well, I'm fine until 3. Once I go over 3, then I have to be registered. That's not the case. If you're a business, if you are caring for children in your home that are not of your parentage, and you are getting a reward, then you are a business owner. And so you can have 1 child in your house. You have to be registered with the Child Care Regulations Program. So we have a list of all the registered providers on island. So if you as a parent, grandparent, godparent are wanting to find out, go to our website, look up the address. We have it broken down by address and star rating so that you can see whether the person that you're taking your child to every day is registered. The same with the daycare centers. So you can find by parish who is out there for daycare centers and then you can ask them. Our intention is not to get people in trouble, because we do know that if people don't know the information, that they may be operating under a false assumption. But if you yourself are unregistered with us, you just need to call us. We will walk you through the process of how to get registered. And it's a very easy process. We have a great group of ladies that will support you, give you the tools necessary to quickly and easily get registered. There are some vetting requirements, because again, these are our precious cargo. We need to make sure that those that are watching our children are fully vetted, so that again, you have that safety when you're dropping your kids off, that they are going to be enriched and safe.
All right. Audience, if you have any questions or comments for Dr. Daniels, send them through. I just wanted to go back to, because I was a bit, I know you said it, but I forget what you said. So in reference to, if someone had their own child or their grandchild, right? That child is included in the 3, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it's a max of 3. So let's say I wanted to be a daycare provider, and I was caring for my grandbaby, and then I decided to take on more children. Your grandchild is included in those, in the ratio. And the reason for that, it's health and safety. And many times I get the comment, well, I can manage, back in the day, I was able to have this amount. I can manage that. But what I need people to realize, imagine if you're an apartment, even a house, and a fire breaks out. You have to pick up every one of those children and get them outside. And it is a best practice standard for there to be 1 adult to 3 children. For that exact reason, anything can happen. Somebody can be harmed. A fire can break out. Even in terms of transporting young children outside to go and play, there's a limitation. And so we do this not to be punitive, but it's really about the safety of the children that you're caring for. So yeah, if you have a grandniece, a grandchild, a cousin, they are included in your ratio. So 3 is 3 is 3.
And it makes sense. It makes sense. Audience, again, if you have any questions or comments, send them through. Manuela John's asking, does your department receive/investigate complaints from parents and guardians?
Yes, we do. So we are able to receive complaints from any member of the public. So it could be you as a parent, it could be the godparent that drops the child off. It could even be a staff member at the facility that you are working at. So, we have seen some posts of late, and we are mindful of that. And we ask parents that when they're posting to contact us so we can get all of the information and we can do a formal investigation. We work very closely with the Department of Child and Family Services and the Bermuda Police Service to determine sort of which agency needs to take the lead in regards to the nature of the complaint. But that's what we're here for. One of our roles is to investigate complaints and ensure compliance with the law, but the safety of the children, it's paramount to what we do on a daily basis.
Okay. Audience, I just want to know from the audience, how many of you are familiar with the child care regulation program? I want to know from the audience, because a lot of times it's the first time they've heard of certain things, and it's like ADS or something like that. That department, like, people didn't know they existed. So I think it's important to know that programs like this exist, because my next question is, we see people, something happens and they run to one of these lists or they go on the internet or whatever. What is the best route when, like, if I were to find out, or someone was to find out the place where they were taking a child may not be in compliance, what would you recommend? I mean, the internet's probably not
Yes.
go, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm on the list. I see it myself, and I always see, well, did you go to the person first before you posted? So, I mean, everybody has their right to go to the vehicle that they choose, but our telephone number is 278-4936. So you can call us and share the information. You can send us an email at childcare@gov.bm. So these are the vehicles that you can make contact with us so that we can find out exactly what's going on. and do a thorough investigation. We have the website, but you're right, Jamel. A lot of people do not even know that we exist. When we've gone to job fairs or career fairs, there's like a blank stare. Oh, I never knew this existed. I wish I had known when I had a child this many years ago. So we are trying to get our name out there so that the public can be aware of who we are, what we do, and the importance of childcare. I think you had referenced about, the child to staff ratios. We have a document on the website at any point in time. I mean, again, if you're in the middle of the night and you're not sure, go on the website. There's a lot of content, but it does talk about the ratio based on ages. It lets you know how you can register. All of our documents are online. It's got access to the Children's Act, the regulations, the daycare standards. If your child is in a reputable facility, they'll have a license. So daycare providers, like I said, is a max of 3, and it'll list the amount of children that they are registered to have, as is the center. So what we tried to do is to make information be accessible to parents. So another thing that we put into place is in addition to, the particulars of who runs the business, it lists all the classes, the amount of children that should be in each class, and the ratio. So let's say you show up to your center this morning and you're like, is my child in ratio? Is my child's class in ratio? Look on the license. It has the name of the center's class. It has the max amount of children that should be in there and how many adults to how many children should be in each class. And if that's not the case, have a conversation with your owner operator. Have a conversation with the person in charge. If you don't think that you're getting the answers that you want, go to our website and check it, or give us a call and we'll be able to assist wherever we can.
Wow, this is a helpful conversation. We did ask the audience how many of them are aware. So Zena Trott says, I'm aware. Sean Smith says, I am. Amanda says, I am familiar. My mother is a home daycare provider. Well, we have WKD Lama says, I thought it applied only to businesses. And then Nicole Walker said, first time hearing about this program. Suzanne Ingham said, I heard of it, but not the breakdown. And then Karen Simmons didn't remember about them. Well, you have some things coming up where this may help people who didn't know it existed, or for people who maybe forgot, right?
Yeah. So again, trying to get our information out there. We are under the Department of Health, like I said. And so one of the things that we will be doing in the coming weeks is we will be having a Healthy Child Expo, which will be Sunday, April 6th from 2 to 5 p.m. at Victoria Park. It's a free event for parents to bring their children to. So, every year the Department of Health celebrates Public Health Week, and this year it sort of aligns with the Week of the Young Child. And so this year's theme is Global Action for Universal Health. So it's a way for you to learn about ways to foster awareness and action on living healthy lifestyles, which provides the foundation for all future learning, behavior, and health. So we're wanting parents to get out there, learn about the services that are available for children, learn more about our programs, because again, well-functioning children become well-functioning adults. And so we really want to put emphasis on coming out there and learning about our program, how we assist, the benefits of quality childcare, and the benefits of a healthy lifestyle from birth. Because again, the foundation that we set as children helps with future success later in life. And if you are, loving to eat your vegetables as a child, the likelihood of you continuing to eat those vegetables as an adult continues. So it's really important that everything that we do, all aspects, again, learning, lifestyle, that we enforce this across the board as early as possible, so that these are the traits and the behaviors that our adults continue to do when they become, members of our society.
All right, we've got a few questions. One over on Instagram from Bermuda Youth says, will this be offered for camps in the future? I guess the regulations, or would that be something totally different?
So we have had some conversations about camps. We will continue to look into that. So that's a great question. But what I can say is that's not my department. So I will take that feedback back to my director and the PS, and we'll be able to hopefully give some more information on that. So, I mean, this program, again, just so people know, because this is one of the other things, the myths that's out there, the Children's Act has been around since 1998. The regulations have been around since 1999. So many times I hear, well, you guys are just putting in all these new things. They've not been new. They may be new to you. They may not have been enforced as stringent as they should have been. But now we are really putting an emphasis on this. And so, that's one of the things I was saying is our STARS inspection. So all facilities, daycare providers and daycare centers have to go through an annual inspection to ensure compliance. And one of the things that we've done is a star system, similar to a hotel, 5-star hotels or ABCs for restaurants. So in addition to the list that shows you that you're registered, you can then find out the star rating of the facility or the provider that you've picked. This is not the be all and end all, because again, I know some people that will eat at a D classified restaurant, which I will not, but that's their choice. And they love the food. So if you have, the purpose of the list is just information. Information is power. See what the star rating is, see where they shined, see the areas that maybe they struggled, and have a conversation. Have a conversation with your classroom teacher, have a conversation with the owner operator. I see you had some issues with your outdoor play space. What's going on with that? Maybe it's something that was situational and it's been addressed, and they can explain to you exactly what's going on and you feel comfortable. Maybe they aren't. Maybe that's where you should have some more dialogues. But we put all of this information on our website, even for our first-time parents. We have a guide with questions that you should ask when going to select a childcare placement. And we also have just lost my train of thought. We just have tons of resource available for parents at any time.
Okay. We've got a question from Alicia Hollis asking, will the information about the expo go out to the registered daycare centers to send out to our parents?
Yeah, so I will say that the health promotion does an amazing job getting all of the information out to the public at large. And so my program will be able to send this out to the daycare centers and the daycare providers so that the parents are aware of it. I'm sort of getting ahead of the game here, but health promotions will be sending out all that information so the public is fully versed on what's going on. So yes, and that's a great question, and we will be doing that.
Alrighty. Charles H. Jeffs II asking, does a grandparent caring for a grandchild are they required to be registered?
Great question. And I think it goes back to somebody else's comment about, do they have to be a business? So if you are a grandparent caring for your grandchild, you do not have to be registered with us. But it's correct. Once you start to become a business, when you are getting reward, and we don't always say payment because payment can come in many forms. But if you are getting a reward, this person is in your house, then you're essentially running a business. And so if that is the case, whether it's one child up to 3 children, including your own grandchildren, you have to be registered with the Department of Health. And, the things that we're looking for, are you SCAR trained? Is your CPR and first aid up to date? We vet you through Department of Child and Family Services. We can vet through the police department or the courts. We want to make sure that your medical is up to date. Again, you're with these children on a daily basis. If you're caring for children in your home, we need to also vet your family members because they can be engaging with the children on an ongoing basis. So everything that we're doing is to ensure the safety of your children on a daily basis.
Indeed. Just remind people before you head out how they can get in touch with you if they have any concerns, questions going forward.
Yes. So again, our telephone number 278-4936, or you can email us at childcare@gov.bm. We have our website available. If you just put in childcare regulations Bermuda, it'll come up to the government website where there's tons of knowledge, information, resources. Anything that you're unsure of should be on the website. But if you're not, call us 278-4936 or email us at childcare@gov.bm.
All right. This has been a very helpful conversation. Thank you for this information. April 6th, right? Victoria
Yes,
Park?
April 6th, Victoria Park, 2 to 5. It's a Sunday afternoon, so you can come out, enjoy the vendors, get some information, expend some of that energy that the children have so that you can get them ready for school on Monday morning.
All right, Dr. Alison Daniels, thank you so much for stopping by this morning. And April 6th, folks, I hope she can tell us that she saw you all there. Have a wonderful day.
Yes, enjoy the rest of it. Thanks again, everyone.
All right, Dr. Alison Daniels, if you appreciated the conversation, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take our final break. We'll be back in 1 minute, 20 seconds to wrap it up and give you a little daily play. It's music today. Don't go anywhere.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Nova's Ark Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
Join us as we celebrate 5 years and 1,000 plus episodes of community conversations on Bermuda's daily talk show. The Daily Hour Gala takes place on April 26th at LF Wade International Airport. For more information and advance tickets, please send an email to admin@bermudacommunications.com. We look forward to celebrating all that's great about our community with all of you.
All right. Thanks again to Dr. Alison Daniels for stopping by, folks. Hey, don't forget, there is a list with centers and providers with availability. You can just go on their website every month to connect with parents with childcare. So check their website out for more information and get to that expo, Victoria Park, 2 to 5 on April 6th. All right, folks. If you haven't already, give us a like, love, follow, share it. Make sure all your family and friends have access to these important conversations. Today, it was about the children and the healthcare providers. Make sure people understand this, they know that it exists so that they can do more than just go on these social media pages and express themselves, probably not in the most helpful way. All right, thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House Lenders, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can have these conversations with you on a regular basis. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, it's music today, folks. Any rap fans, any hip-hop fans in the audience? Any rap and hip-hop fans out there? Let us know. Any rap or hip-hop fans? All right, here we go. What Oscar-winning actor had rap hits titled Miami and Getting Jiggy with It? All right, we've got Will Smith, says Mark Arthur C. Phillips. We've got Will Smith, says Shigarina. We've got Nicole Walker, Will Smith, everyone. Well, Fresh Prince, yeah. Was he known as Fresh Prince when he released those ones, though? I thought that was summertime in that. NTS, Karen Simmons, Stacey Ann Brown, WKD Lama, Marquita Lee, Mel. So you all know your little... when was the last time Will Smith actually rapped, though? It was so long ago. Did you lose the skill to rap? Like, I'd love to see if he can still do it. But he had some hits, man. He had some hits. I think Will Smith was such a great actor. I think most people even forget that he was a rapper because he's such a great actor. But anyway, folks, we've got to get out of here. But look, as I said earlier this morning, Zandy Silva is the new deputy leader of the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party, making him, if the premier is unavailable, the acting premier. We may not like it, but this is our time. You know, as I keep saying, it's about holding people accountable, and accountability starts with each and every one of us. If you don't like something, do something about it, right? Fix it. The election's done. So the best way to hold people accountable is engage with them. Not via social media or, you know, private conversations, but speak to them directly, reach out. One thing I will say about Zandy Silva is he does make time for people. I know what it looks like on the surface, you know, the alleged corruption, what's been reported. Yeah, I think it will make most people uncomfortable. But ask him, speak to him directly. You've got to make people feel accountable. So we have a role to play in this. And I don't want people to feel like it's so bad and just become disinterested, because nothing's going to get better for us as a collective if that's the attitude we all take. As far as the conversation with Dr. Alison Daniels, I'm actually grateful that something like this exists. When I read things on some of the social media sites and the like, you would think a program like this doesn't exist. But I'm happy it does. There needs to be regulation for things like this. I mean, children and our elderly are the most vulnerable in our community, right? As well as disabled people. They're vulnerable. And so we need to protect them. I'm happy that this exists. And I do hope that people take the opportunity to utilize the child care regulation program to ensure the safety of their children from the time they're not in their care. All right, here's your daily inspiration, folks. Quote, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now, end quote. And that's a Chinese proverb. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a great and a safe day. We are out. Peace.